The question that everyone wants to know the answer to.
Oh, wow.
Hello, welcome to another Go With The Flow. I'm joined with Bladerunner.
Hello.
Incredible, in Whistler, Canada. Look at the view around us.
Wow.
It's incredible. Now, we saw you last night at the Junglist event at Garfunkel's. It was incredible, so good.
Really good.
Whistler always does drum and bass so well.
Such good vibes.
Yeah.
It's always good every time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about Kings of the Rollers. How did that come about? How long have you been all as a group?
Probably about 6 or 7 years now. Me and Syeda used to work together when we were signed to Ray Keith's Dread Recordings in like 2005. Mm-hmm. So we worked together for a few years and made tunes together. And then Voltage came along as well and was doing his thing. Those guys worked together. I worked with Voltage as well at some point, and then we decided to do a back-to-back one time at Rough Tempo, and it just went from there.
When you did that first back-to-back, did you just know, like, this feels right?
Oh yeah, we all know each other's styles and it all really works together. That's what makes it special. We all have our own individual vibes.
That was something I wanted to know. So how does the dynamic work as a group? Do you all do your individual things, or do you sort of like take on different roles?
We all have our own individual styles that we work on our solo stuff. Then when we come together, it just kind of gels into one thing. And when we go in the studio, we kind of just try and mash that all together and see what comes out.
A masterpiece comes out.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was saying I've seen Kings of the Rollers so many times since I was like 16 at festivals all over the world, literally in Canada, in different countries. And yeah, how does it feel that your job can take you all over the world?
It's amazing where the music takes me. I'm just been making music in my bedroom for years, like a load of other guys do, and it brings me here. Look at this.
Tell me about the name Bladerunner. How did you come up with that?
Well, I used to be called Big D. I DJ'd from when I was about 15. My dad called me Big D from when I was a kid, so I just used that until I got signed with Ray Keith to Dread Recordings, and we thought we'll come up with more of a producer name. So I like sci-fi films, he's into all that kind of stuff, so we went through a load of ideas like Tron and different names, and Bladerunner just seemed to stick, really.
Stick, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good name, yeah, unique and like strong.
Yeah.
Bladerunner. What's a genre of music that I might be surprised that you listen to? I love this question.
I love Florence and the Machine.
Shout out Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, I love a band called Fink as well. They're kind of like folk, really dark stuff. I like Florence and the Machine's really dark tunes.
Yeah.
It inspires a lot of my intros and my music that a lot of people wouldn't know, really.
Yeah.
And a lot of trance as well. I really like trance.
The question that everyone wants to know the answer to. How many Nike caps do you have?
Oh, wow. At this point, probably about 20 or so.
Really? And where do you keep them? Do you have
all
a
in my
specific...
cupboard, they're all in the same place.
Yeah?
They're all the same hat. Yeah, so it's not the same hat I wear all the time.
No, okay. That's probably good to know.
Yeah.
Do you pronounce it Nike or Nike?
No, Nike.
Nike, yeah.
Yeah,
Agree.
original.
Yeah, for sure. Do you remember your first rave?
But yes, yeah,
Really?
like it was yesterday, yeah. I used to go to over 14s raves at a place called The Sanctuary in Milton Keynes.
Very cool.
That was like the home of Helter Skelter and Dreamscape and all the old school raves that started it off, really. So I was very lucky to get to go there from the age of 14 onwards, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a chance that it might have been when I saw you that was my first rave. Because I was thinking, when I was thinking back to when I'd seen you first, I was 16, so that I would have been at a festival.
You're making me feel old.
But yeah, so it would have been like, I think it might have been like Reading Festival.
Wow, okay.
When I was 2014 maybe,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
okay.
Were you there
the
then?
Kings of the Rollers,
Yeah.
possibly, yes.
Yeah. And that was probably like my first taste of drum and bass. Love it.
Wow,
Never turned
amazing.
back. Tell me about how the name of Kings of the Rollers came about. We were speaking earlier about what rollers means. Do you want to like explain that a bit?
Well, rollers came from the original like vibes of Marcus Intellects and those guys years ago in the 2000s. And it's just the rolling beats and simple sub bass lines. A lot of people might not know, they kind of associate it with the foghorn thing or the newer kind of stuff, but it originated back then. So yeah.
And so was there a lot of debating? Did you have other names that you were throwing about?
I think it came kind of quickly, really. It was an EP that actually came out on Doc Scott's label, was called Kings of the Rollers EP back in early 2000s. And that was Marcus Intellects on there as well, I think. And yeah, we kind of got the idea from there. We asked Doc Scott if that was okay, and it was all good, yeah.
Nice.
So.
Lots of people say that Inja is an honorary fourth member.
Oh, of course.
How did you first meet him? What was the situation with that?
Me and Serum did a set at Boomtown on Sector 6 stage years ago, and Inja, he'd already met Inja somewhere, I think maybe Belgium or somewhere, and he asked him to come on our set, and yeah, it was really good. He just held the spot, and it was amazing, yeah.
He's a great performer.
Amazing.
What's something that we can look forward to from you? Any sets coming up? Anywhere you're touring?
Well, yeah, I'm in the middle of the World of Drum and Bass tour at the moment. We've got Banff tomorrow, and Toronto we've just done, and Winnipeg. It's been amazing. And yeah, I've got music out at the moment on the Cool FM Rinse label, a track called Original Rude Boy Sound, so that's out now. And I've just launched my clothing label, and it's a record label as well called Pure Jungle.
Shout out Pure Jungle.
So yeah, go to purejungle.co.uk and pick up any t-shirts or hoodies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
amazing.
Check it out.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining on Go With The Flow. We're excited to see everything you've got coming up. But thank you so much for joining me in Whistler, Canada. Woohoo!